I think it's going to show up here. All right, look at this. Faster.
No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, there's a place you can take comfort in the knowing. Whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. God in us recognizes a God in you, God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you. Come, let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come and love and be loved. From the bliss out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you, God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open. Oh, this door is open. Oh, this door is open. Talking about this door is open. I said this door is open to you.
Amen. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Whether you're here with us in the congregation, in our center, or whether you're joining us online, we are so grateful to have your presence here today. I don't see anyone new, so welcome back, family. It's always good to be home with our loving community. So today we have a wonderful treat. We have Miss Saundria Jennings, Reverend Saundria Jennings, speaking with us, giving our word today. So we are going to turn it over to Donna for our announcements, and thank you again for being here.
So those of you in the audience here in the house, we have a little glitch with our two monitors. So if you to see what's going on now, you're going to have to watch the back monitor because the front monitor is like 30 seconds behind.
Oh.
Yes, you're still talking up there.
Like it.
Now, people at home, I'm assuming you don't know anything that's going. Everything looks normal to you, so that's good. In here, it just doesn't. So look at the slides behind you guys so you'll see what we're talking about at the current time. So we've had two wonderful things going on in the last week. First of all, last Sunday, we had Reverend Jack's 40th anniversary. And there we have our wonderful band that was very different that day. Thank you, guys. And the next slide shows where Lori and a bunch of people put together this amazing card for Reverend Jack. And here she is showing it to Reverend Jack for his 40th anniversary. We had a wonderful crowd here that day, and it was just a really wonderful day. And I'm so glad that we got to share that with Reverend Jack. So last night, we had a totally different event. We had the Marjorie Brandon Award, and this is something we do every year to honor someone, an artist in our community who is also very active in the community as well as being a great artist. This time we chose Susan Burley. Here she brought her encore, go back one. She brought her encore kids to sing along with adults from Encore. They were great. And then here's Susan getting her award from last year's honoree, Stevie. A little bit height's different there. And then we have a picture. Go back. We have a picture of 3 honorees. So there's Susan in the front with her award, and we have Charlotte on the right, and Susan Matthews. They also are former Marjorie Brandon honorees, and they were all here because they were all impacted by Susan. So it was a great evening, and then next slide shows all the amazing desserts we had. So this event has become that we have a dessert auction, and that's how we raise a bunch of money. We raised over $1,500 with the dessert auction. And you can see them here from both angles, and we had great fun with and we have a few left over because people were so generous that we had more desserts than we needed. So we're going to sell them for a very good, cheap price. We have, I think, 4 left. And so after service today, come and see what we have left and see if you might want to take one of them home. So let's go to announcements. Let's Talk Science of Mind. Just reminding you, it's at 9:30 every morning here in the building and also online. Always wonderful discussions, so come on into that. A lot of people just really enjoy that because it's a time to actually talk and not just listen to what's going on. Then the next thing that I'm dealing with is our Members and Friends show, our art show, which we do every November, December. So I need some art. We don't have too much coming in yet, and we need a bunch. So if you are an artist, a potter, if you do poetry, if you do any kind of art, we'd love to put it in our gallery for November and December. And I need everything by next Sunday, or we will hang the show the following Wednesday. So there are lists on the back. There's the forms that you can fill out to tell us what you're bringing. And I hope you will all enjoy, because we usually have a great show. It's very eclectic. We never know what we're going to get. And so please bring us your art. Next Sunday is we're going to celebrate Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. And Tino and the rest of the DEI team are going to do a wonderful service. And if you want, you're invited to bring something for the altar, which is traditional for Dia de los Muertos. So you can bring a picture or something of a loved one who has departed. And we're going to have a few foods that the team's going to bring to enjoy. And Bonnie will tell you a little bit more about that when she comes up to talk about today. So that's next Sunday. Hope you will all be here. It'll be a special service. Lori's Garden Party is coming up Saturday, November 8th, 2 p.m. And you're all invited. And Lori is making wonderful turkey. So this is a pre-Thanksgiving dinner. And then Donna Kay is making the rest of the stuff, as I understand. Yeah, so she's making all kinds of stuff. And if you haven't seen Lori on Facebook, she has quite a little farm at her house. And so we're going to get to see her wonderful garden and get to have some wonderful food. And I think we changed it. Instead of a $20 donation, it's a love offering. So please come. We'll have the address up pretty soon so you'll know how to get there. It'll be a fun afternoon on Saturday, November 8th. Family night, craft night. That's going to come up this Wednesday. So we're planning a Christmas holiday craft fair, and we're starting to make goodies. So this Wednesday at from 5:30 to 7:30, right here, we have all kinds of things to make. We're making special Christmas things, and if you have something you want to make, you can make your own thing. It's just a fun time for us to get together. And the next slide shows some of the things we're looking for. We need your trash. So the trash we need are paper roll and toilet paper rolls, because that's what we're going to make poinsettias with. And we need any old jewelry, feathers, rocks, whatever to decorate these cute little boxes we're going to make. And Lori was here last Wednesday, 2 Wednesdays ago, painting them, smelling up the whole place, but they look beautiful now. And so I hope you'll come on Wednesday and join us, and it'll be a great time. So now that we're done with that, let us read our mission statement. And you're going to have to look on the back, guys, here. Here we go. The Center for Spiritual Living is the place everyone comes together, connecting in love and learning how to create abundant, joyful, and peaceful lives. And now we're going to have our first song.
shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. The burden of my past is washed away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. Sweet rain that washes me clean. Sweet rain that washes me clean. Mind creates all things into the life it brings. Sweet rain that washes me clean. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. Light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. Bring it. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. All right.
Thank you, Don and Hope and Kevin. We have great music. Get us going today. Thank you. So now we're going to read this week's What We Believe statement. And Science of Mind has 13 statements, and now we're trying to connect them. So the one we read on Sunday connects with what the talk will be. So Reverend Saundria is going to talk about the great revelation, and here's our statement for today. Let's read it together. Turn around, sorry. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of the truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. And now we're going to invite Bonnie up to do our diversity quote.
Good morning. I'm going to, before I start the quote section, I'm going to share something else with you about next weekend for Dia de los Muertos. Okay, yes. Okay, well, you guys here can see me, and the folks at home can see me. So, yeah, this is a little bit of a interesting situation. Anyway, no, that's okay. That's well, okay, I'll let you do that. This beautiful plant we know as marigold. In Spanish, it's called I won't go there because it's calendula, but for Dia de los Muertos, this is used extensively. It's all over the place. And the name is from the Aztec And before the Aztecs, the precursors of the Aztecs were the Mexicas, where we get the name Mexico. And their language is Nahuatl, which is a language which is very much alive, still used and spoken widely in Mexico to this day. And it is called, excuse my makeshift sign, Cempasúchil. Cempasúchil. A beautiful, melodious word, Cempasúchil. And in the streets of Mexico, the Cempasúchil is everywhere. Thank you. And so I just wanted to let you know that that was a big part of Dia de los Muertos. It's hard, the closer we get, the Cempasúchil is hard to come by because it's being sold so much. Now, just as green represents the spring because of growth, the Cempasúchil, this color, is the opposite. Things are, just like the leaves on the trees turn gold and this color, because the opposite cycle is coming. Things are going to sleep, or the earth is being recycled at this time of year. We're preparing for winter. Okay, same thing is going on. So, Cempasúchil also, it is said to have the power to help the spirits return at the end of the 2 days of the Dia de los Muertos. So it guides them back to, and with that beautiful bright color, you could see it's almost like fire. So just a little something. We do invite you, if you have pictures that you'd like to come and bring next weekend, or just a picture in your mind of something that you'd like to share as a story. Objects are placed on the altars, the things that the loved one, the deceased one, liked, either food items or things that remind you of the person. It's a time of remembrance. It's a time of connection. That's the thing. It's not sad. It's a time of connection. And so nobody is going to be forced to do anything. It's all voluntary. So if you want to tell a story, even maybe just to somebody you're sitting next to, not necessarily, with a microphone, right? So we encourage that, and we will have hot chocolate. We'll have some special foods that are presented during Dia de los Muertos. So there will be a celebration. That's what it is. It's a celebration. Thank you very much. Okay, now I have two things. I couldn't decide between these two. I think they're both appropriate, and they have to do with this season coming up. It says, in this Halloween season, we can be pointedly mindful of the spiritual undercurrent of life. We let go of the illusion of doubt that attempts to trick me into separateness and welcome the treats of living in the confidence of oneness and assurance. And that's by Scott Aubrey from Spiritual Passages. And then we do have a quote by Brene Brown. I think everyone knows who Brene Brown is, and she's on the back. In the back. The real place of mystery is faith, not fear, not goblins and ghosts. It's where we find the courage to believe in what we cannot see and the strength to let go of our fear of uncertainty. Brene Brown's The Gifts of Imperfection. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie. And I do hope that you will maybe want to bring some remembrances next Sunday for Dia de los Muertos. Now, if you're willing, let's stand and sing our congregational song, Let Your Love Flow. And if you're in the house, you better turn around and look at the words on the screen.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky. There's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when the love shines light all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and it's stealing through the summer nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow in the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, it's a season. Just let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you know what I mean, it's the reason. There's a reason, there we go, for the warm sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the season when your love light shines all around us. So let your wonder take you into space, and let under his loving embrace, and feel the thunder as it warms your face. I can't hold back. Ooh, let your love flow like a mountain spring, and let your love show the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, it's the season. Ooh, let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. Ooh, so let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you know what I mean, it's the season. Everybody. So let your love fly, yeah, like a bird on a wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. Said that's the reason. That's the reason. That's the reason. All right.
Good morning, everybody. It's so good to see my family again. I have missed you guys. I could live in Gwen's house. but I don't think she has enough bedrooms and bathrooms, but I could live down here. This is wonderful. Thank you for inviting me again. It's good to see you. I just want to remind you that the love of God is yours regardless of how you show up. Can't change that. And I want you to notice the people who were not here and in the house, something happened this morning. My friend Gwen attached Gigi to a chair, and she saw her friend coming in the door. So she drugged the chair to where her friend was. That is called intention. Okay. And my own story is my dog was getting into some trouble, and so we had a big trash can, and I leashed her to the trash can to just keep her from getting into trouble. Wasn't harm. Bonnie's like, oh, did you? And I heard this noise, and I'm way at the other side of the house, and I heard this scrape, and it would stop. And I'm like, what is that? She was bringing the trash can throughout the house to where I was. Intention, okay? So set your intention on whatever you need. Say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to have this, I'm going to be this, and it is magical how things fall away in terms of your disruptions, in terms of obstacles in your course. Today I'm going to talk, that was just an aside, I just thought that was a lesson in and of itself of how to be intentional. And one last thing about it is if you want to find parking spaces, that's the first way to set intention. Setting your intention. And then you know that you're on the right track when you can get an intention and almost park in the lobby of the place you want to go. Okay, so you're like, okay, this is working. I know how to do this. Today I'm going to talk to you about the 5th generation. Now, there was a woman that some people were observing, and she was preparing dinner. And so she had this roast that she was going to put in the pan. So she cut the ends off and rounded them and cut a little bit off the length and put it in. And so the people who were observing her said, why are you doing that? And she said, I don't know. My mother did it. My grandmother did it. And so I'm doing it. And then they observed a little bit more, and they asked her mother why she did it. And she said, I never had a pan big enough to fit one. So they accepted a behavior passing through one generation to the next without knowing why it was done, just following it blindly, because my mother did it and my grandmother did it. And that's how we find that we are generational in terms of, wow, my mother did so and so, so, and I'm doing it. My grandmother did it. My great-grandmother did it. Those generational kinds of acceptance of behaviors. So in the Bible talks about the sins of the father, which we say wrong thinking. The sins of the father are visited on the sons for 3 to 4 generations. And we know that they said, I read later on, they said it's just an estimate. I've heard it's 7 generations, but this one it was 3 to 4 generations. Just an estimate of time. So I'm declaring this morning that we are coming in to be, and I'm speaking my word for all of us, the 5th generation, the change generation. The generation that says, I'm going to do this differently. I'm not going to do it out of just some blind pattern and out of what is familiar or what my parents did or what I'm doing up until now. I'm going to do it differently because in some circumstances where we still have problems that we still had about 50 years ago, if you listen, I don't know if you guys know Marvin Gaye. He talked about trouble, what's going on, about, how many years ago was that? A long time ago, right? Did you listen to the word? It's absolutely appropriate for right now. What in the world is going on? And so we're going to be the 5th generation that says, no more doing it like they did. If we did it differently, maybe we would have a different result. Okay? And it's each one of us going in. It's an inside job for each one of us to go into our spiritual place, to go into where we are comforted and act and respond out of that place. instead of out of anger, instead of out of rage, instead of trying to get the upper hand, instead of saying, I'm going to be right or everybody's going to be dead. Choosing something else different to do. Choosing to come out of a space that is loving and kind. Choosing to make your wishes based on love. And you don't have to like a whole bunch of people, but you do have to love them. Please know the difference. Please know the difference between liking somebody and loving somebody and not necessarily liking them. So let me split it down for you a little bit better. Maybe it'll help you to understand that better. We believe, I don't speak for y'all, maybe some of you don't, we believe we are all under God, all of us. We're one. Now, under that, I'm looking at a whole bunch of God beings. The God in you, spiritual God, every one of you. Now, say, I'm going to pick on Bonnie today because she helped me this morning. And she wouldn't do this. Maybe Bonnie comes up to me and says something inappropriate. Can you separate the behavior from seeing Bonnie as a spiritual being? You can right on. Huh? Oh, okay. So can you separate the behavior from the person? The first time I saw that was when Mr. Pence did something on TV. He did some kind of presentation. I don't know if you guys saw it. And a fly landed right on his head. And it stayed there the whole time he was talking. Do you remember that? And I wrote a little piece called Mr. Pence and the Fly. Now, I could get into his behavior and fly's behavior, and it must be an omen, it must be a sign of whatever is coming, and blah, 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 blah. Or I could separate it into, this is God's child, who happens in this moment, in this behavior, to have a fly sitting on his head. So when Bonnie comes up to me and presents with whatever it is, she's coming up with some acrimonious thing, something she's dealing with, can I see Bonnie is a child of God, regardless of what's said? Now, I don't like what Bonnie said. I don't like her behavior in that moment, but it's passing. But if I can hold the foundation that this is a child of God, this is a child of God. And the next thing is, Bonnie has a history of being sweet, kind, generous, and I know she is. And she pops off one day and says something. Not kind, not sweet, not generous. Can I go back to the history of who Bonnie is and say this day it was not Bonnie? I have a history with Bonnie. She's always been sweet and kind, and this day was something different. But I still love and support Bonnie. I still love and support Gwen, all of you. And I can look past whatever you were doing and know you have a history, that you had an off day, something else happened, and you still are a child of God. So the thing we're talking about, sins of the father are visited on the sons for 3 or 4 generations. There's several verses. We've got one in Exodus, Numbers, and Jeremiah, okay, and Jeremiah, that talk about this sin that is visited on. And then we have 3 more from Ezekiel, 2 from Ezekiel, 1 from Deuteronomy, that says, each man will stand on his or her, forgive me for the pronoun man, each man, woman, person will stand on the merits of their own. So it is kind of absolving. So there are 2 separate kind of conflicting informations about the generations. But what I want to say also is, it becomes, if we change, it becomes an inside job. An inside job. We can't go out, try to talk to somebody about politics. What happens when we talk to somebody about politics? Huh? Not good, huh? Exactly, excellent. It's not good. You create a divide. Anybody else? I'm scared to mention politics, but well, yeah.
One night at my house, a karaoke party, and 2 members that were there were of opposing political.
Mercy. Yeah. Yes, mercy. I'm sure you were. I'm sure a lot of people were on their knees at that. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When if you can you come up and do something or say something so people at home can hear you as well, please. Now, he said it wasn't good. He said it creates a divide. Tell me what.
We had wow, I'm loud. They know I'm loud here. We had a karaoke party at my house one Friday night with people who are normally friends, okay? But it happened that one belonged to the Republican Party and one belonged to the Democratic Party, all right? And two of the same party got together and began to expound upon the problems with the other party. And this one lady that was opposite, I started to see steam coming out of both ears. And pretty soon, she and her husband left the premises. So it probably was. There would have been an explosion otherwise. So that was that.
Damn, thank you. Yeah. So it's an inside job. You can't convince anybody of anything they don't want to be convinced about. You're just wasting your time and creating more animosity. Anything, what other things can we do? It's okay? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm looking at myself here, okay. So when I say it's an inside job, I'm saying that what we must do if we're going to make this thing work is to separate ourselves from problems. When we go through life, there are two things that happen. We have an inner state, and the oneness movement calls it a beautiful state, and that's a state where we're calm. That's a state where we're loving. That's a state where we're kind, give abundantly, receive abundantly, have peace, have joy. And then the other experience is something outside of ourselves. They call that problems. You know where I'm going with this? So they're saying the more we can stay in a state of calmness, of peace and joy, it's not an easy task, okay? The more we can stay in that state and not let the problems shake that state up, the more we can create more peace, happiness, joy outside in ourselves and in the world. It's an inside job. Because you cannot create or convince anybody, anything that they don't want to believe in. Can't do it. I'm surprised nobody died at your party. I'm so happy. Okay. And now you'll know not to do them together. Okay. Yes. You may have to have two parties. So in that state, I don't know, the silliness that goes through my head sometimes is just ridiculous. So in that state, if you guys remember the train analogy that I gave you a long time ago, that in that state is the coach. Keeping your head and your hands inside the coach. In that state, you are in the coach. Because whatever comes out of that is not going to add more fuel to the fire. It's going to heal the waters, calm the waters. I had an altercation with a friend the other day, and the voice came through and says, don't respond that way. Because what I wanted to say was not reverend-like, not ministerial, okay? And I wasn't trying to save any souls at that moment, all right? Not a mountaintop teaching. I'm learning this stuff just like you are, and some days I'm in the will, and other days I'm not, okay? But Spirit said to me, don't answer that way. You're not going to heal anything by answering that way. And so then Spirit gave me something else to say that didn't escalate the whole situation. Don't you remember when? Don't you remember when we did this? Does that account? You know. And it calmed down to a degree. Now, we were talking this morning before you got here, so it was excellent, don't you think, Gwen? It was, Ernestine, it was an excellent coming together of minds. And guess who was there this morning? Bonnie, my mentor. You learn stuff from everybody. Even the drunk on the street can bring you something that you can use. Okay, so we learn something for everybody. So my mentor and I were sitting there, and someone asked the question about how can you tell that this intuitive voice is really coming from spirit? And I keep saying to people, it's different. It's a different voice. It feels different. It's just different from my ego talking to me about doing stuff. And Bonnie says, it gives me peace. There's the sign. It gives me peace. So thank you again, Bonnie, for teaching me that. So this inner voice from this coach, when it says do such and such, don't say that, it comes in an air of peace. It doesn't come in an air of chaos like the ego does. Well, I should go down there and slap her on the, I should go find their home and blow it up, or I should, leave some eggs on their house for ruining my party. That's not the intuitive voice. That's not the intuitive voice. Not it. But saying something like, okay, so I'm just going to bless them at this moment. You know what? So much has been happening. Every other word is, well, bless that, bless that. And I don't mean bless it. I mean bless that, bless all of them involved, bless that situation, because I don't want to create another World War. I could create a World War III just from my mouth, just from my mouth. So then we separate it from those things that are external to us, the problems. They are problems. And I can't say this enough. You go to your place where spirit is guiding you. I call it the internal GPS. Spirit is guiding you. And from that place, you respond. You will find some amazing, magical, mystical things happen the more you can stay in the beautiful state, as they call it. Synergistic things happen. Miracles happen. Healing happens. Abundance comes. Just a lot of stuff. Staying in the light of God. From the other place, I don't even have to mention what happens staying in the other place. Chaos, hate, fear, rage, anger, depression, destruction. And so we start off with staying in that place by remembering or doing just one thing as a tiny step. When you are enraged, just notice that you're enraged. The first act of this is to notice when you flipped out yourself. And there are days when we all flip out. Every one of us. Okay? So in those times, notice I flipped out. And then you might find something else to do to calm yourself down. The best thing is just to breathe, because when we flip out, we stop breathing. And so we don't think like we should. Remember, if you're flipping out and you notice that you're flipping out, you're noticing that you're angry and rageful, just sit down and breathe just a moment. It's magical how it works. Take deep breaths from your diaphragm down in your belly and just blow it out. Magical how it happens. My friend Gwen gave me this as an anxiety whistle, and I figured that the reason it works is because you're breathing. You don't hear any sound, but I'm breathing. And that's the first thing we need to do with that. Second thing, if you're a meditator, sit down and take 5 minutes to meditate. If you're a prayer, sit down and take 5 minutes to pray. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. We can bless the other person, but I feel that you cannot pray for the other person unless you know what they want. What do you think about that?
Very appropriate.
Is it appropriate? Yeah, I just thought, because people would say, oh, can you pray for John? What does John want? Because John has made some agreement with God, in the Spirit of God. I can't pray against that. Maybe I want John to live. And I'm praying for John to live. And he's made an agreement. It's his time to go. Then where does that leave me? Yes, Bonnie?
You can pray for perfect right order, for divine guidance. Just say he's a divine idea and divine mind, and pray for perfect divine order.
That's right.
Yeah.
You guys agree? So that's, I don't want to use to negate it in terms of a catch-all, but it covers everything. And you're not dictating the life or the spirit of somebody else. So recently, I had a friend, and on the way down here, they called me and told me he'd passed away. So it turned the trip kind of different coming down here. And a couple of days before, I was talking to him, and I said, "What do you want me to pray for?" And I heard in the background, "Pray for his healing. Pray for him to come home. Pray for this, pray for that." And I said, "I mean no disrespect, but I cannot pray for you something that you have not agreed upon with God." And he said he wanted peace. So that's what I prayed for. Now, that don't mean about living, that don't mean about dying, it doesn't mean anything, but he wanted peace for that. So let's go also into, we talked about ECM, and the name of that oneness organization is called ECM. I don't know if you've heard of it or not. It is an 850-year-old practice. So it's been around for quite a time. ECM, E-K-A-M, ECM, the oneness movement. Okay, let's talk about the other things that we can do in this situation. So we got breath, we've got meditation, we've got prayer. What are some of the things that you do to bring yourself back into center? Because prayer don't work for everybody. Tell me. Okay, journaling. It's an excellent idea. Who else? You see, it's very personal what we're going to do with this. It's very personal, because one thing that for me doesn't not mean the same thing for you. Very personal. Tell me. Walk away. Well, sometimes I can walk away, but, you know, I could say things in my head. But walking away helps you? Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Brush your teeth. To go get a drink of water. Walk away. Okay. Anything else? How about my posse over here? Anything else? Okay. Yes, please, Bonnie.
I've just become aware of this. When you hum, you open up the vagus nerve, and that's very good for stress. So if you just hum for about 5 minutes, or even less, that is very good for stress.
Thank you for mentioning that. It works on the peristaltic nervous system, actually changes chemistry. Make sure when you hum, you vibrate up in your head. And then I've noticed when I hum for maybe a moment or a minute or two, it shuts out all the noise in your head. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But then it comes rushing back, but you get that little stretch of time when there's nothing in your head and you think that's awful. It is one of the most beautiful states in the world to be in. Beautiful. Try it sometime. Just hum and vibrate. Make sure the sound vibrates up in your head, and then when you finish humming, just stop. And you will see that something just real amazing happens. Real amazing happens. So just try it. And let Gwen know if you do it. If you want to give feedback as to what that did for you, please let me know, okay? Just hum. Okay, what else can we do? Music, yeah. What kind of music? Chants, Okay, soothing music. Yeah. Anybody for walking? Counseling, yes. Walking is cool. Yes, please.
I always try to be grateful. I just try and feel
So thank you for sharing that. I forgot about that. Be grateful. Being grateful, because that can shift a whole bunch of things. I challenge you this week. I want to keep you busy. I challenge you this week to write 150 gratitudes, stuff you're grateful for. One day, just 150, just 150. My first one on my list is that I woke up this morning, because a whole bunch of people didn't do that this morning. The second one on my list, and I said I wouldn't share this with anybody, but I'm going to share it with you, your family. Indoor plumbing. You know, that's right. I'm not a bear, and you know the rest of that thing. Does a bear? And I'm not a bear, okay. Indoor plumbing, the sun is out. I'm still in my house. Nobody broke in last night. Okay, there's food in the refrigerator. All of that. 150 I need from you. And see if that shifts your consciousness. It does mine every time I do it. Every time I do it. And that's an idea that we carry, being in that beautiful state of looking for the stuff that we, in this moment, regardless of what's happening in the world, we can be grateful for. It's amazing what it does. It's amazing what it does. All right. Any others that we can think about? And tell me another one. Huh? Oh, yes. Lillian is my bedmate. I pay for the bed, but she sleeps this way on 3/4 of it, and I have the edge. But I'm grateful for her every day. Grateful for her. We're grateful for this little fuzzy thing over here moving around. And I'm grateful I have been with you today. So remember, out of that state that comes and goes when you first do it, and then you practice it for a time, and you find out you're more in that state and you're not as hassled. And we were also talking about the fact that you see people turning on the TV and they are looking at news 24/7. Any of y'all all do that? You wouldn't admit it now because you know I'm going to talk about you. Anybody that does that in this room? Okay. We found that chemically, the agitation and stuff builds up a shift in the brain functioning. And then you become addicted to hearing stuff that creates a drug that makes you more addicted to wanting to hear more. So it is a chemical response. Treat it like you would do sugar. Cut it. Just try to cut as much as you can. And trust me, if something happens, somebody's going to come past you and say, we're running this way to get out of whatever. They'll tell you, you run with them. You run with them. All right, my loves. I love you so much. You know that God loves you so much. I had an experience where God came up, through a minister came up, stroked my cheek, looked in my eyes, and told me how much it loved me. All I could do was do this because it was so intense. And I knew it was not the minister, but I knew I had experienced something sacred, something I wish to have again, but it was powerful. So just know whatever you do, God loves you. That will never change. That will never change. So my loves, thank you so very, very much for listening to me. I hope something I've said resonates with you. And let's just bow our heads for a moment, please. Oh, so we're just giving thanks for this gathering of these precious people, gathering of these hearts together in this communion, gathering in the spirit and love of God. I just bless them as they go on their way, each to their separate homes, each to their separate goals, each to their separate experiences, knowing that we cannot help growing and evolving each minute. Just giving thanks again. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you.
And now we have another wonderful song that is perfect to sum this up.
When I find myself times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. In my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they might be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer. Let it be. 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 There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
So wonderful. We always love it when Dr. Saundria comes in. She's down to earth, and that was the perfect song afterwards. So now it's time for our offering. Can we have the ushers come forward, please? And we'll have everybody in-house turn around so that we can read our prosperity prayer. Today I expect every good thing to come to me, for I know that divine abundance is forever manifesting itself in my affairs. I am keeping my whole mind and thought and expectation open to new experiences, to happier events, to a more complete self-expression. Everything that belongs to spirit, I accept. Everything that partakes of the nature of divine reality, I claim as my own. I identify with success, and I prosper in everything I do. As I give thanks for the good now flowing into my life, I gladly share that good with others. The more I give, the more I receive. I experience a deeper consciousness of peace and security, for I know that I am in the embrace of a warm, loving presence. My cup runneth over. I exist in limitless possibility. And we'll take the offering. for those of you at home, if you'd like to donate, and we appreciate so much those of you who donate to our center, and you go to www.cslvisalia.org and click on donate, or here's the address. You can mail us a donation in the mail if you like. And thank you for being with us. And now would you all like to come up and get in our circle? And once we do that, we will read our little final prayer here. And let's put up our prayer. You have to look behind you. We bless these gifts and give thanks for all the good that they will manifest. And so it is. And Dr. Saundria, you want to give us your blessing before we sing the peace song?
You want to give a benediction again? Okay. I'm going to do a benediction again. So we know that each of us were thankful, and when we have issues and problems, we look to Thanksgiving for what we do have and not focus on what we don't have. We bless this congregation. We think that our hearts are joined as one as we leave this place, traveling safely to every other place we go, knowing that God holds us, knowing that God loves us. And so it is.